Good day, good people of Hampton Roads and beyond. We're going to be talking about a topic. I was out for my morning walk and I was listening to some different topics, and this one really hit me very poignant. It's called Country Risk is Real. Robert Kiyosaki on China, the Yuan, and protecting your investments. Would you invest years of work into a deal only to find out that rules can be changed overnight? Tonight, I'm breaking down a rich dad radio interview that's basically a masterclass in country risk and geopolitics, China, the Chinese yuan, and oil trades, and what it means for everyday investors and business owners. What this live is and is not. This is a quick breakdown of the key business and investing lessons from an episode, educational commentary, not financial advice. My goal is to help you think in terms of risk, not hype. So let's set the context of who plus what. This Rich Dad radio episode features Robert Kiyosaki and guest Juan Jekielek, author of Kill to Order, discussing geopolitical risks tied to doing business with the Chinese Communist Party and how centralized political control can impact markets, ownership, and global currency influence. And our first segment, Country Risk, the Gold Mine Story. Kawasaki shares a story that every investor should listen to. He took a gold mine venture in Dalian, China, public on the Toronto Stock Exchange and raised around 27 million back in 2004. Then after they struck gold, he says the Chinese government basically took it and said, "Thank you very much. It's ours now." Now, whether you love Kawasaki or not, that story highlights the principle. In some environments, contracts aren't the highest authority, politics is. So here's the business takeaway. Country risk is not theoretical, it's operational. Quick viewer question for you. Have you had a platform change or policy change hurt your business? Same idea, different level. In our second segment, we're going to talk about what's affecting us right now. The yuan plus oil, a geopolitical signal. They also discuss Iran settling oil trains in the Chinese yuan for these freighters that have cargo. So these countries are paying instead of the petrodollar, they are using the yuan. Hmm, very, very interesting. Because what's the yuan backed by? The good faith of the Chinese government? Really? It's just like the dollar. They also discuss Iran settling oil trades in the Chinese yuan and frame it as a signal that challenges the longstanding dominance of the US dollar in the oil markets. The guest mentions China buying a huge portion of Iran's oil, especially under sanctions. That's the part of why the yuan shows up in those transactions. Here's what matters for business owners and investors. Now, you need to understand the Chinese think of in hundreds of years. In the Western culture in the United States, we think of it like in year by year. See, their mindset's totally different than ours. They think hundreds of years ahead of time. We only think for now. And that is why we are falling behind. So here's what matters for business owners and investors. When trade starts shifting currency, it can impact pricing, supply chains, sanction behaviors, and long term currency demand. You don't have to be a geopolitical expert to understand the principle. Money follows power, and power follows leverage. Practical takeaway. If you're investing, ask, what happens to my plan if the currency system shifts even slightly? And our third segment, centralized control, hidden risk, business lens. The interview goes deeper into how centralized state control influences society, information, and accountability. They argue that when the media, courts, and enforcement and commerce under the one centralized system, the risks multiply because transparency drops and unpredictability rises. From a business lens, here's the key. The less transparent a system is, the more you should price in risk. That could mean higher return requirements, smaller exposure, stronger diversification, or choosing not to participate. Due to diligence, what most people do due diligence on their product, but not on jurisdiction. Here are questions serious investors ask. Who controls enforcement? Can you repatriate profits? Can you convert currency freely? Is property ownership real or conditional? And what happens during a conflict, sanctions, or policy shifts? This is the difference between a good deal and a survivable deal. Action plan: 4 risk moves you can do this month. Let's make this practical. Here are 4 moves that reduce geopolitical and country risk exposure. Diversify and exposure. Don't let one country, one vendor, one platform, one revenue stream become your entire business. 2, focus on assets you control: skills, relationship, local demand, assets with clear title and rule of law protections, whatever that means in your situation. 3, use a stress test mindset. Ask, if the rules change, would it be okay? That's not fear, that's planning. 4, follow the incentives. If a regime or system benefits from control, assume they will use it. Plan accordingly. Segment 6. Here's some of my engagement questions. Let me ask you: do you think the dollar's dominance is being challenged in a meaningful way? What's the biggest risk to your finances right now? Currency, inflation, job stability, or geopolitical conflict? And if you had to pick one move this month: diversify income, build skills, or increase real asset exposure, what would you choose? In my closing, if this breakdown helps, hit follow and subscribe. I do short, practical lives that translate big highlights, headlines into real world thinking. Comment risk, and I'll post a simple checklist of questions to ask before you invest or expand into any new market. Now, a very good book to read is the one Yuan talked about, Kill to Order. Talking about some very disturbing things when it came to the harvesting of human organs and how they do it. How they do it through the group that they have uh, trapped, called the Uyghurs. You can look it up; it's true. And there's actually a documentary on it too. It's pretty disturbing, because typically in America, if you have a heart transplant doctor or an organ transplant doctor, it takes months, years, sometimes decades just to get the right organ. Not in China. You can if you they blood type and all kinds of stuff. See, that's what happens when you're under a type of regime that doesn't give you the freedoms that we live up in the Western world. Everybody says that America is not a great country. Why do people want to keep on coming in here, people? Why? Does that make sense to you and I? No, it doesn't. But at the end of the day, it's something that we need to understand, that we, as freedom loving people, we want to help you. So, one of the ways that I help people, of course, is through an incredible program. I'm going to keep on sharing this. I want you to watch this video.
At the age of 33, I never thought that I would get sick with cancer.
I felt great. I felt fine. I mean, there was no problems.
I am an avid gym goer. I was really in great health.
We're faithful people. I was like, that's not going to happen to us. It's not going to happen. So when it did happen, it was like, it took our breath away.
They called to let me know that I was diagnosed with stage 2-3 breast cancer.
A melanoma.
And that's when they told us they found a tumor.
I'm like, okay, well, I guess I have cancer.
We got him into a local oncologist to take a look at him, and he went straight to surgery.
When she looked me in the eye and said, I had other patients who have had this same thing and they've lived at least 5 years. And that's when it hit me.
When your family's hit with cancer like that, it turns your whole world upside down.
We knew it was there in the back of our mind. We never thought about it. We just made our monthly premiums.
There were several alternative treatments that without the living benefits policy, we never would have been able to afford.
There's a lot of things associated with cancer that the insurance companies do not cover.
Sure, I had insurance, and insurance is great, and I have very good insurance. I mean, I think my out-of-pocket costs were at least $30,000 for that year.
We had the mortgage, we had the car payments, we had private school tuition, we had credit card bills, groceries, okay?
When you're not working and when you don't have an income, things like that are very important.
there were thousands of dollars that we were able to rely on that living benefits policy for.
They actually paid out $343,000.
Nothing that I had financially could cover that other than the living benefit plan.
To have that policy just like that, it means the world.
Had I not had that, I don't think I would be here today.
All that worry, stress, it just evaporated instantly.
You just don't know what tomorrow brings.
It gave me so many different options. Without that money, who knows where we'd be.
That's the power of the living benefits. It's very powerful.
And that is living benefits, true stories of how people have been helped. All right. So let's go here to exit the full screen. So let's go further into this. I want to show you some more stuff. I truly believe this is going to bless you and your family. Let's go deeper into it, right? So what are living benefits? Living benefits or life insurance represents a modern twist on the life insurance coverage. By having a policy with living benefits, you gain early access to the policy death benefit if you become seriously ill or injured during your lifetime. It protects your family. It avoids medical bankruptcy. Medical bankruptcies, from what I've been learning over the last couple months, 60% of people go medically bankrupt in America. That can't happen. Not when this is available to you. Living benefits are a built-in feature that allow policyholders to access their death benefits early. So you get the death benefit, but you also get the living benefit that will cover the following. It allows you to access your death benefit early to get money in your hands when they need it the most. If an insured party suffers and survives a heart attack, stroke, cancer, or other qualifying illness, they have access to potentially hundreds of thousands of tax-free dollars. So you still have your death benefit. Say you have a death benefit of $500,000. When you lose your job, that income stops, but those debts go up. What if you had a policy built in? What you do is you call your living benefits specialist. You can go to this site here and reach out to the Brinkman Group. That's who I work with. Tell them Howard sent you. This living benefit is for anyone. And the cool part of this is it's included. There's no extra cost in it. You're paying for security to know that your family will be taken care of and that you won't be a burden on there. So this is another analogy. You wouldn't buy a new car that didn't come equipped with airbags, right? So why would you own a policy that doesn't come equipped with modern features that allow you early access to death benefits if you get sick? If free living benefits aren't included in your coverage, you're exposing yourself to unnecessary risk. So let's go to this one.
Would you buy a new car knowing it didn't come with airbags? How about seatbelts? Headlights? Brakes? Of course not. These are safety features that have become standard and should be expected to be included in the purchase of any new car. Like those important safety features in your car, living benefits are absolutely crucial features that should come included in any life insurance plan you own. They ensure that you can get your hands on money from your policy while you're still alive if you need it. However, most life insurance policies do not automatically include these living benefits features, even though they don't cost anything to add. That's why it's so important for you to know to ask for them by name and make sure that they are included on any coverage you might be considering or already own. Like airbags, living benefits can save your life and should be expected to come standard on any modern life insurance policy. Talk to the person who shared this video with you to make sure that living benefits are included with your coverage.
And that's one of our great groups that are part of this thing. So these are the things that it has. Do more with your life insurance policy. Pays upon your traditional life insurance. You see death. That's it. Does it pay for heart attack, stroke, cancer, blindness, paralysis, traumatic brain injury? No, but life insurance with living benefit does. Same price, same price. See if you qualify. And these are some of the other ones, right? Look at this. There's frequently asked questions about it. For example, a client with a $500,000 term policy who suffers a major life-threatening cancer diagnosis may be offered $400,000 in exchange for accelerating their full $500,000 policy. On the other hand, a client who suffers a minor heart attack and whose prognosis is very positive may only be offered $100,000 in exchange for the full $500,000 acceleration. In all cases, it is the client's decision of whether to accept the offer or take the money or leave the full death benefit in place. In many cases, it's even possible for the client to accept a partial offer and get some money in their hands while leaving a portion of the death benefit in place for future. What's covered by living benefits? Right here. Look at this. Look at all this stuff. And this is why you should own it and so much more. This is just one of the tools. Here's another video. This is all at that site that you can look up, right? You can subscribe. You can reach out to the Brinkman Group. And this is their thing. I chose to be, this is from Heather and her team. I chose to be a financial professional because I believe in the importance of financial literacy and empowerment. I want to help serve families and business owners in America because I believe everyone deserves access to quality financial advice and resources, regardless of their income or background. That's why I offer a range of policies designed to provide the peace of mind you deserve. Heather says, let me guide you through this process of finding the right policy that aligns with your specific needs and budget. Now you can go to upcoming events. And that's the cool part is you're going to go right to Eventbrite, where I'm going to go right to, which this is Heather. You can follow her. You go right here like this, follow her. You can contact her. Of course, you can go back here. I'm just showing you how to do it. Let's go back here. All right, so we have some events coming up, right? There's a lot of events coming up. So let's go. Let's go to events. So these are the events. April 6th, Wine, Women, and Wealth. This is a networking event for women only on Monday, next Monday, from 6 p.m. to 7:45. Networking event opens up from 5:15. And we'll start at 6. It is at our location. There you go. That's one of the events. Okay. Let's go to the next one. We have April 8th, a lunch and learn at the same location. April 8th, 12:15 to 1:15 at the Virginia Beach location in Lynn Haven. It's very easy to see. There's plenty of parking right here. There you go. That's another one. Our next live Money 101 is in Virginia Beach at the Westin in downtown. Event starts at 6:30. Get there around 6 o'clock so you can get the best seating because the seats fill up. Last time I was there, we had the room filled up. There's so many middle Americans that want to know how to protect using the 7-time proven tools and strategies that are essential for college funding, retirement planning, tax reduction, or simple wealth accumulation. This event's for everybody, all walks of life, and we give you the education. I'll be there. And a lot of our incredible living benefit specialists will be there. We are there because we care about our communities and because we are not only part of a unique family, we are part of a movement in Hampton Roads and in the 50 states of helping the middle class survive the tough economic times and be smart stewards of what has been provided to them, from teachers to stay-at-home moms to military to CEOs to small businesses. If firefighters, police, please, if you know somebody in your family that's a firefighter, police, reach out to one of our organizations. You can reach out to the Brinkman Group. Heather's licensed in a lot of states. She can help you. We really want to help our firefighters and police or any of those who have a high stress and high exposure rate, cancers, high blood pressure, and so much more because of the stresses of the job, especially in the firefighting community and in the police community. Every day they put their lives on the line, and we want to make sure that they know there's information out here for their entire group, especially if you're in a leadership role. I take that to heart, especially with my veteran friends and military. It's better to get a policy now while you're younger and healthier before those ailments start getting to you. Because yes, whether you serve 2 years, 3 years, you're going to have ailments because of your military time and service. Yes, the VA does a great job of taking care of me, and the other issues that I have, and compensate me. But at the end of the day, these issues, as you grow older, because you were putting wear and tear on your body, we can help you with that too and stuff, because we're all getting old and things happen in life. Things that not going to happen. You're not going to have a name tag. We're not going to sell anything there. We're going to give you information. That Money 101 that the Brinkman Group puts on, especially Scott, does an incredible job. And I'll be there. While this event is free to attend, you need to reserve. And registration is required. You go to that living benefits link. And please, no children or financial agents without prior consent. Heather is a stickler. If you are a financial agent, she will reach out to you. Okay. We want to make sure. And another thing that's coming up, we have a virtual Money 101. That's for those who can't make it. Virtual Money 101, April 27th from 7 to 8. Great place to learn about money. So I've given you so many great tools, right? Here in Hampton Roads. And if you're in the 7 cities of Hampton Roads, definitely come on out. What do you have to lose? If you have an old 401k, do you have a thrift savings plan? I just took from when I was downsized from my job in cybersecurity after almost 10 years working with that contracting company, supporting the government, 32 bodies were let go. Most people are starting to get jobs now. Took a few months. But because I was smart about it, I rolled it over into a solid plan using something you can learn about called indexed accounts. When the market goes up, I make money. When the market goes down, I don't lose anything, people. That is crucial. That is a beautiful thing to have. With that being said, I wanted to thank you. And please definitely check out what we have to offer, because it is awesome, and it's the same thing that the super rich do. Why don't you do it? Because you have access to it. And guess what? The information's free. So please, if you care enough about a person, please share these links out to people so they can get this information. Take care, and I'm hopefully going to see you at one of our events. Bye.